A vinyl cutter is one of the best investments your business can make. It can start turning rolls of vinyl into real dollars in as little as 20 minutes. I'm Zach Ellsworth, and today I will help you choose the perfect vinyl cutter for your business. Since you've been vinyl cutter shopping, you've probably found that 24-inch wide vinyl cutters can range in price from $300 all the way up to $3,000 or more. So where does it make sense to sacrifice a few features to save a few dollars? And when should you spend a little more to pick up features that the less expensive machines might not have? Let's start by talking about what you can make with a vinyl cutter in any price range. Every vinyl cutter you research will give you the ability to make signs, decals, and heat transfers using standard vinyls. Standard vinyls for signs and decals are also known as Castor Calendered vinyls. They stick to any hard flat surface, come in colors, and leave a gloss or matte finish. They can range in thickness from 2 mil thick to 4 mil thick. If you've seen a stick figure on the back of a minivan driving down the interstate, then you're familiar with standard sign vinyl. Standard vinyls for making heat transfers are known by many different brand names. A few I recommend are Thermofilm, Fashion Film, or Sport Film Light. These vinyls can be heat applied to any cotton or polyester fabric. They come in common colors, and they leave a gloss or matte finish. They can range in thickness from 70 to 120 microns and are used to personalize t-shirts, bags, sweatshirts, banners, and more. Almost every vinyl cutter, without exception, will give you the ability to make signs, decals, and heat transfers with these types of vinyl. If you're satisfied using standard vinyls exclusively, then you can invest as little as $500 in your vinyl cutter. We'll come back to this price range in a few minutes to help you choose which inexpensive cutter is right for you. But if you want to do more than decorate t-shirts and standard signs, then let's look at the next set of items you can make with a vinyl cutter. Did you know that there are films you can cut to decorate performance fabric and other synthetics like swimsuits, umbrellas, windbreakers, and stadium seats? These films are different from standard heat transfer films in a number of ways. The most important difference to choosing a vinyl cutter is that they are significantly thinner than standard vinyls. That means the perfect vinyl cutter for cutting these thin films will have superior material handling capabilities and very precise downforce to cut just through the film layer of a roll. Machines with this type of precision cutting and material handling typically have a digital servo control. A digital servo control operates in a closed loop, which means the cutter is always making adjustments from position feedback to control its motion and final position. That not only makes the movement of the cutting head more accurate, but also the movement of the roller that feeds the material back and forth through the cutter. The other motor option, which is typically found in vinyl cutters under $1,000, is a stepper motor. A stepper motor operates with an open loop. It doesn't receive any feedback on motion or position and breaks movements into rotations or smaller steps. Stepper motors are known for how loud they are and are typically warranted for half the time of a digital servo control. If you want to be able to consistently and accurately cut performance heat transfer vinyls for applications like performance wear, nylon jackets, umbrellas, and sublimated garments, then you will need a vinyl cutter with a digital servo control. There are also vinyls on the opposite end of the performance spectrum. These vinyls are very thick and durable, designed for application onto jerseys and garments that would be used in full contact sports, or for designs that really need to pop off the garment like glitters, flocks, and puffs. These types of vinyls require a vinyl cutter with significant downforce. Again, machines with stepper motors might work for a short while, but they will eventually wear out if you're cutting a lot of thick, durable vinyl. Look for a machine with a digital servo control, combined with at least 250 grams of downforce for consistent and accurate cutting on thicker materials. It's in this category of super thick or super thin, difficult to cut vinyls that the additional features of the premium vinyl cutters begin to differentiate themselves as the best machines. Maybe you've heard of some of these features before, but wondered why they matter when choosing the right vinyl cutter for you. Features like Overcut, or Tangential Emulation, or Guaranteed Tracking. Let's give some substance to these words and how they relate to the performance you need from your vinyl cutter. The overcut feature of a vinyl cutter does exactly what it says. It cuts over the end of the line in your graphic to make sure the cut is complete. This really comes in handy when you're cutting rhinestone templates from flock or sandblast material. One of the most difficult cuts to complete for any vinyl cutter is a circle. And a rhinestone template graphic is nothing but a series of small circles. You will want a vinyl cutter with the Overcut feature to make weeding your rhinestone template graphics a breeze. This feature is available for under $2,000 on the GCC Puma 3 and the Graphtec CE6000-60. When a vinyl cutter is cutting, the blade is being dragged through the vinyl to cut it, and every blade has an angle and an offset. This angle and offset from the center of the blade shaft make it possible for the vinyl cutter to find the path of least resistance through the vinyl. And when it comes time to take a corner, the blade continues to swivel and drag around that corner. That's why it's important to know the degree and recommended offset for your cutting blade, because the cutter will adjust accordingly so that the dragging of the blade around corners doesn't cause them to become rounded or concave. What a tangential cutter does is pick up the blade holder and spin the blade in a completely different direction to create more cleanly cut corners. The blade essentially goes off on a tangent or in a completely different direction. The Graphtec CE6000, the Jaguar 4, and the Puma 3 all offer tangential emulation mode. They lift the blade holder and allow the blade to turn in the right direction. This gives you the ability to cut thicker and thinner materials more accurately and achieve finer detail in the graphics you cut. Another important thing to consider when choosing the perfect vinyl cutter for your business are the types of graphics you want to make. If you have the opportunity to sell into the promotional market, you may get a lot of requests for graphics that will be applied to the left chest area of a shirt, like my shirt is, or on smaller items like can koozies or pad folios, tablet cases, or tablet covers. That means you'll need a cutter that can handle graphics with fine detail. This points us back to the vinyl cutters with digital servo controls and features like tangential emulation and overcut. These features help you to cut smaller text and graphics cleanly for application onto small items or spaces. You might find yourself in just the opposite situation. Maybe your potential customer base will require large graphics like the one you see on the wall. Maybe you'll be cutting team after team for the local soccer league. Or you might find that you're asked to produce some large signs for outdoor use, or even pinstripe graphics for vehicles or trailers. To produce these larger orders in graphics, you should choose a vinyl cutter with a sufficient amount of guaranteed tracking. Guaranteed tracking is the distance that the vinyl roll will feed straight and unattended through the vinyl cutter. If you have a pinstripe to cut that's 12 feet long and you can only feed 10 feet of material through your machine, you're going to add steps to the cutting process. Again, we have to look to the Graphtec CE6000 or the GCC Jaguar 4 to cut graphics for jobs longer than 20 feet. At this point, we've examined the nuts and bolts of a vinyl cutter and how the features found in some of the premium machines can actually help you return more on your initial investment. Now it's time to bring the inexpensive machines back into the conversation, because it's time to talk software. Whether you've decided on investing less than $500 or upwards of $2,000, the software that is included or available for your machine can make all of the difference. And all software is not created equal. Every vinyl cutter requires a vector file to be sent to it for cutting. And there are two design softwares that are staples in the creation of vector graphics: CorelDRAW and Adobe Illustrator. If you plan on using one of these two design softwares, make sure the vinyl cutter you are purchasing has a plugin that is compatible with them. The GCC machines come with a plugin called CAD-CUT. The Roland machine comes with Cut Studio, and the Graphtec machines come with Cutting Master 3. All three are compatible with CorelDRAW and Adobe Illustrator on PCs, but only the Graphtec plugin works out of the box with Illustrator on a Mac. These plugins also control the contour cutting capability of your machine. Almost every premium vinyl cutter gives you the ability to contour cut full color graphics using registration marks. This is normally done through an automatic process built into the machine and plug-in software. Graphtec calls it the ARM system, and Roland calls it optical registration, and this is where the GCC Expert LX stands out among its inexpensive competitors. Most machines with contour cutting capability in the economy price range require you to manually align the registration marks with a laser pointer on the machine. The Expert LX uses what GCC calls the auto-aligning system to read the registration marks automatically for you. This feature saves you time and is more accurate than the normal process required by other less expensive contour cutting machines. But what if you don't want to spend the extra $500 to $1,000 on a design software like CorelDRAW or Illustrator that was built to do way more than graphics for just vinyl cutting. Some vinyl cutter manufacturers thought of that, and they included design software in addition to their plugin for CorelDRAW and Illustrator. Roland's Cut Studio plugin gives you some design capabilities, and Graphtec's design software, Graphtec Studio, provides a host of additional design options, including advanced shapes and freehand tools, along with a tool for making bitmap files cut ready. One thing missing from all of these software solutions is clip art, templates, and design effects that work specifically for vinyl cutting. That's where Stahls is different. No matter which vinyl cutter you buy from Stahls, you receive free and full access to our cloud-based design solution called CADWorks Live. CADWorks Live is filled with thousands of templates, fonts, and pieces of clip art designed specifically for use with your new vinyl cutter. You can lay out team names and numbers, make your customer's artwork cut ready with the Scan and Vectorize feature, and easily create and cut multicolored text with the Cut Outline tool and Cut by Color functionality built right into the software. In addition to that, CADWorks Live takes the guesswork out of what size to make your graphics for application onto a left chest or a full front. With stock and custom sizing wizards, you can adjust to your customer's sizing needs with the click of a button. CADWorks Live also gives you the ability to do your design work anywhere, whether you want to design alongside your customer, in the office, or in the comfort of your own home. This cloud-based solution gives you the freedom to design wherever you have internet access. And there's no limit to the number of computers you can use it on. And as an added bonus, there's also no limit to the storage space for your designs. When finalizing your decision on the perfect vinyl cutter for you, you should also ask what comes in the box, or what's included with your purchase price. Some vinyl cutters come with a stand, and some require an additional purchase to add the stand. The stand is necessary to get the most out of the guaranteed tracking, so make sure to find out if it's included. The Graphtec CE6000 includes the stand in the purchase price. One last important item to note that comes out of the box is the cutting blade. Your cutter can have every feature available in the world, but won't be much help to you without a quality cutting blade in the blade holder. Once again, the Graphtec delivers. The blade that comes in the box will cut up to 4,000 linear meters before needing to be replaced. Last but not least, if you're new to the world of vinyl cutting, you should look for a dealer that offers startup packages and training to get you going. The worst thing you can do is order your new machine and not have any vinyl to start cutting. Stahls has a number of options to get you going no matter what you want to make. From our vinyl cutter orientation classes to our vinyl cutter success classes, we show you how to start making money with your new machine right away. At this point, hopefully you've heard enough to make the best decision for your business. And I hope you've realized that a partnership with Stahls is the quickest route to success for your vinyl cutting business. We sell all of the industry-leading vinyl cutters, so we can place you with the one that is exactly right for your needs. You can find more information about all of your vinyl cutter options by visiting stahlsequipment.com or give us a call at 1-800-4STAHLS. Our experts are standing by, ready to get you started.